Hey, Desperate Housewives super fan.
It's fine, I'll edit.
Hey, Desperate Housewives super fans, welcome back. And this, hopefully, if we keep our promise, is on YouTube.
Welcome back to Welcome back to our silly little show that you can find on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and maybe now YouTube.
Just maybe. This is We Know What You Did.
It makes us sick.
We're
going to tell.
Okay, I am literally, we were just saying this, I'm so excited to be getting into season 3. Like, watching this episode, it felt like I've been rejuvenated.
Yes,
I
yes.
was like, thank God. It felt like the first day of like senior year of high school, when like you know everybody and you're kind of like comfortable and you can just do whatever you want. And that's how I feel right now recording this podcast, because I'm like, here we are, season 3. I never have to see the Applewhites again.
So anticlimactic.
I'm gonna miss Paul and Zach a lot for a while, but other than that, it's like, now it's okay that they're gone. Fly high, my precious birds, because they have other new characters that are better. Not better, but like also as interesting.
It's insane to me, though, to think that we are still such a far cry from Beth. I won't spoil anything for anyone who's still watching the show, but
okay, the show ended in 2012. They're gonna have to suck it up with a spoiler.
Like, but it's weird to me because in my mind's eye, Beth is season 3.
I know what you mean. Well, I can't believe like Zach coming back and hitting on Gaby is gonna be season 3. Like, that feels like later to me.
I know. Not. So, no. Christy, it's been what, a week since I've seen you.
And once again, our listeners are like, don't say it, don't say it. I feel like a year has gone by.
And also no time at all.
And so much has happened. We're like, that's what a week is.
I feel like I have so much I want to say. I have so much to say.
Well,
can I start?
Please start your moment of desperation. I haven't really talked to you much because I've truly been in a Disney bubble. So
right, it's a great place to be. So yeah. Okay. So I was in Los Angeles, for those of you who listened to the previous episode, and Christy and I were in the same house recording in different rooms. And I don't know. Yes. So this was that day that my flight back to New York got canceled. My connecting flight got canceled.
This truly feels like it was like a month ago at this point. Like, I can't believe that we're talking about this as your moment of desperation, because I'm like, what do you mean? Was this not in June?
Well, don't worry. This is not the full moment of desperation, because I know I talked about this last week and I don't want people to think I'm recycling, which I've been known to do. Go green, everybody. But when I got home on Monday or Tuesday, I threw my bag down. I really didn't think twice about it. And then you and I were talking about recording this episode. And I thought, you know what I haven't seen since I've been home is my microphone. The microphone that you made me bring out to Los Angeles. And I realized I was on 2 planes that day. And I had wrapped my microphone in a plastic bag. And it was just sort of sitting on top of my Telfar bag. And when I went to go empty my Telfar bag, there was no microphone.
You need to let people know that you travel only with a Telfar bag and nothing else.
I do. I exclusively travel with this. It's the bright pink Telfar bag, the big one that you can fit stuff in. So that's how I always transport my clothes, my makeup, apparently my microphone. And I had just situated it on top because the bag was full to overflowing. And I realized I didn't remember the last time I saw my microphone. So it really could be anywhere. Anywhere between Los Angeles and, well, LAX, because I ended up having to fly out of LAX. And my connecting flight was in Washington, D.C. So it could be anywhere between LAX and Reagan Airport in D.C.
I feel like somebody found this mic and it was their sign to start a podcast.
God, I hope not. Well, I'm going to keep my eyes open, because who would steal an obnoxious pink microphone?
Well, maybe they just found it on the seat and they were like, this is the sign I've been looking for.
More power to them, I guess. So I filed a report on the American Airlines website, and they said, where did you lose your item? And unfortunately, because I was on 2 planes that day, I didn't know. And so I just picked LAX at random, although now that I'm thinking about it, it was probably at Reagan. And I described my item, and there's like no category for microphones. So you have to go into like electronics and then other. And they said, like, describe the item as best you could. And I just said, it's a pink microphone. Like, I don't know what else. It's pretty obvious what it is. And so I've been getting the email updates. They still haven't found it. Blah, blah, blah. So I did order a new one off Amazon, and I am now using it. I'm thrilled, but I do still have, for those who are watching the video, I do still have the microphone stand from my first one.
I will remember you.
Yeah, so this is in memoriam.
You remember me. We should do a giveaway. Nobody's gonna want that. We'll sign it.
No, somebody might want this.
Okay, well, if they can see it now that we're on YouTube, so if you guys
this is like
that,
the X-ray that they put in when you go to the dentist.
maybe we'll get like Marsha Cross to sign it.
Oh, that would be fun. I'm sure she
and
would.
then in
She's
like
a doll.
In years, it'll be like this was Marsha Cross's microphone, and will be wiped from history.
Yeah, exactly. So, listen, I have full faith that in about 6 months, I'm going to get an email from American Airlines that says, we found your item, or it's just going to show up at my doorstep.
I hope it does. I mean, I wouldn't even have thought to file something like that. I think I would have just given up. So that's a little insane. But
I had an
hope
emotional
it
attachment
gets
to it.
recovered. I get that. But I hope it does get recovered.
Thank you.
Just
Thank you.
for the plot. And you know what's going to come along in the package with the microphone? Your wallet.
You're absolutely right.
Have you gotten a new ID or credit card yet?
Actually, Ellen, I did invite you to my birthday party. I did. I did get a new ID. I went to the DMV. I actually think I had my license in Los Angeles, as a matter of fact.
Oh, no, you didn't.
I didn't?
That's a lie.
No, I was bringing my passport everywhere, right?
You were bringing your passport. Actually, Ellen, that's not the truth. You were bringing your passport everywhere.
Oh, yes, because it only arrived in the mail recently. Yes, because I didn't get it when I went to the DMV. But I did get a new credit card. I still don't have my debit card, is the thing.
I just think the Cornerstone Bakery, Deli, Diner has it.
Bakery, deli, diner.
Triple threat.
That's not my only moment of desperation, if I may.
Brother. Keep going.
So, Christy, you look so pretty today.
You know, so do you. I was just saying, we both look really good.
Well, this is on YouTube, hopefully. So
it is on YouTube. Like, we look like effortlessly good right now.
Guys, if we're on YouTube, please like the video. So that was my main moment of desperation. But then I've had so many crazy things happen this week. I'm gonna just go to frick me up.
I said that unironically. I said that unironically when I was at the hotel. I found a room with a vending machine and I went, "Frick me up, there it is." You're like I'm very suspensed why you're like, and then oh, oh, so much happened, but you're not saying anything at all.
God. Oh, I want to talk about a weird celebrity encounter.
Okay. This is all over the place. I don't know what's going on right now.
The other moment of desperation that I just forgot to talk about, because I think this was actually before I left for LA, was that I ran into this comedian on the street. I think his name is Tim Robbins, but I could be totally wrong. He has a sketch comedy show. Uh, his face kind of makes me a little uncomfortable. Like there's something
Mhm.
very unnerving about his face, but like he's funny. And I saw him outside my restaurant and he was talking to these two guys. And I turned to him and I went, "Are you the sketch comedy guy?" And he said, "Oh, yeah." And his friends kind of laughed. And when I tell you this was the most awkward interaction I've ever had, there is somebody in my life who's a really big fan of Tim Robbins, and I I don't really like that person anymore. And so I said, "Do you
I
think?"
have a question.
Yes.
Did he did he used to be on an app?
No.
Okay.
No, no. Uh, I asked Tim Robbins if we could take a picture and I could send it to this person that I no longer F with, just to kind of be like, haha, I met this person you really like. And he was like, no, no, like I don't want to be involved in drama. And like his friends were kind of egging him on and they were like, oh, that would be funny, but no, like he doesn't do that. And I was like, oh, okay. But he hates women. Like I wasn't trying to force him to take a picture with me, but I just wanted
Right.
I just wanted him to know that like
Yeah.
there was reason for this beef. And so he said no and I was like, "Okay, no worries." And since they were standing right outside my restaurant, I was like, "Well, if you want a good meal, you got to go here." And for some reason, the tension was so thick you could cut it with a knife. And I just walked away. And I went to the deli, got myself a bagel, and then I walked past them again. I wanted to like hide my face. It was so awkward for absolutely no reason. And I think he's just
Mhm.
kind of an awkward guy.
Yeah.
But I was like, that was the worst celebrity, not the worst celebrity interaction I've ever had, mind you. But definitely number two.
Eh, that's why I don't like to go. Okay, first of all, not a real celebrity. That's why I don't like going up to celebrities unless I really have something to say because I'm like, I feel like this could just be really awkward because I'm a stranger, you're a stranger. Like we need to have some type of rapport. We must have had to have met before for me to go up to you in public. Unless like I
Right.
really have something to say. But it sounds like you did, so he could have been a little wait, what's his name? Tim Robbins? I'm gonna look him up.
Tim
Like, he's not
Robbins,
even a real
yeah.
celebrity, and those are always the worst ones that have, like, a little bit of clout, but not a lot. So,
Yeah.
the one time a month they get recognized, they, like, freak out and think they act like they're much cooler than they are. Wait, is he old?
He's probably in his 40s.
Okay, I just simply don't think it's this guy.
Let me see. Oh God, no.
Okay, so it's not Tim Robbins.
No, I think put in Tim Robbins sketch comedy. I'm
Okay,
almost positive it's Tim.
so not the Academy Award winner for Best Actor. Guys, we don't hate that Tim Robbins. Don't send him hate. Okay.
I always confuse Tim Robbins with Tony Robbins, who is, I think, a motivational speaker.
Tim Robinson?
Oh,
Oh, this
yeah.
guy.
Uh, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
this is
No,
a
it's him. Okay. Oh,
this
he
is a
makes me
Tim
so
Robinson.
antsy.
This is a Tim Robinson hate podcast.
Yeah, so Tim Robinson. T- to Tim Robbins, I am sorry. But that's part of the problem is he's not even famous enough that I could get his name right.
Right. So why are
And
you
he wouldn't
acting
take a
like
picture
that?
with me to send to my friend who hates women.
I'm
My
trying to
non-friend. He's
see.
not my friend.
Okay, do you know what really spooks me out?
Tell me.
A lot of Jonas Brothers and co follow him, so he must be connected. He must be in my circle.
He's in your life 360.
Yeah. I think he's in my circle of friends.
We run in the same circles. That's what I should have led with. I should have been like, "Oh my god, Tim!" Like, but the problem was when I saw him, I didn't remember his name, and I was like, "I think
Yeah.
it's Tim. I think it's Tim." So I couldn't just be like,
Hmm.
"Oh my god, Tim! Long time no see." You know?
Right. Yeah. That's happened to me a lot. Like when I'll see a face that I recognize and I can't remember the name, so I say nothing. That actually happened to me yesterday.
Oh,
So I'm
do
like,
tell.
Stephanie Styles from Newsies. Do you know who she is? She was like a Broadway actress. And she's like a big like Disney adult. So like, that's how I know her because she was like a real like working actor, cool, employed, but also was a Disney adult on the side. So like I loved looking through her content. But I saw her at La La Land yesterday and I couldn't place her, so I just said nothing.
Well, I think that's a pretty good segue into
Yeah.
you talking about your crazy weekend, your moment of desperation.
I had a cuckoo crazy weekend. So I think I need to bring it back, guys, a few months. Because I need to put a lot into context here. So, when Disney, my company that I work for, not affiliated with this podcast, if any executives listen, if you're at ABC, I'm interested, um, but not affiliated. The Legends ceremony was announced, and it included three people that I needed to see: Miley Cyrus, my queen until the end of time, Kelly Ripa, who I used to work for, and Joe Rohde, who's Big Imagineer. My connection with Joe Rohde is that my mom used to like be best friends with his sister, and like we did not know this. And then randomly she figured this out, so she wanted to see her friend. So we planned this whole trip. She's like, "Oh my god, I want to see Juliet, and we can see Meet Joe." I was like, "Cool, I really want to see Miley Cyrus, like let's go." So try to buy the tickets to the Legend ceremony. It sells out immediately, and also it was so expensive. Like they did the extra ticketed events for like the parks announcements, the movies, and the Legend ceremony, but it was like, because it used to be all included and now they added it on and it was like a little bit absurd. So we just bought tickets for like the days, and I said, "You know what, mom, I work at this company. There I simply am getting into the Legend ceremony. Like I don't care. Like
Yeah.
we're going." So we planned a whole weekend. We were trying to figure out, and again, I knew in my mind I was going to the Legend ceremony. I didn't know how, but I knew I was going. No doubt in my mind. So weeks go by. Yeah. So weeks go by, months. And oh, I also was like, I'm staying at a Disney hotel, had nothing booked. It was all sold out, but I was like, no, I'm going to be staying at the Grand Californian with my amazing employee rate. So weeks and weeks go by, and I hear the director of my department yapping about working on the Legend ceremony. So I walk up to him and I said, "Hey, how am I getting in?" And he goes, "It's impossible. It's sold out." And I said, "Oh, that means nothing to me. I don't think you understand. I do whatever I want. I've been in really crazy, like I do what I want. I think I'm the most annoying person in my department. Actually. And so that kind of became this running joke. I was like, "I'm getting into the Legend ceremony." And he was like, "No, you're not." And then my dear, dear coworker friend tells me that he and two other people I work with got invited because they worked on it. And I said, "That's rude. Why didn't nobody tell me about this?" So I marched into his office and I said, "Give me your tickets." And he was like, "Okay." I'm literally sitting there with finger gun to head, like I'm not even kidding, standing over his desk, being like, "Transfer me your tickets. My mom is flying in for this. You know how bad I want to go." And he goes, "Okay." So he's just sitting there sending an email, literally like a hostage situation. I wouldn't leave until the email was sent.
Ow, I just hit my head.
And it's gonna be shown live on YouTube. Um
Joe Rohde.
so
Joe
what?
Rohde.
Joe Rohde.
No, that on the head just made me
Like just
have
really
to say
Joe Rody.
So
Anyway,
anyway, Joe Rody.
Joe Rody got me ticket. No, so then director give me the tickets. Like it was really actually very easy to get these tickets. So I was like, cool, we're set. That's my thing. I'm like, this is not really that big of a deal in the grand scheme of things. Like it really didn't feel like it was going to be that difficult. So I get the tickets, we're settled, fine. I ended up getting tickets to the expo that day too, so I gave extras to my friend. So then we go, we're having a blast, and I actually don't remember where I was going with this because so much happened. I'm like, what am I going to talk about? I think first of all, like being at D23, I used to be obsessed with D23. Like I would look forward to it every year. I still had a blast, still had so much fun. The way I used to do it, I could not do anymore. Like I would be lining up at 6 a.m. to be one of the first people in the door. Then I would be the last to leave. I would make sure I did absolutely everything. I was waking up like I think I'm an adult because I would be waking up at a leisurely 8:30, 9 o'clock, get dressed, show up at like 10:30 when there's no line. I was leaving early. I was in the bed by like 8 p.m. every day. Um, and it was lovely. And I think also I have a really toxic trait.
Just one?
Just this is my only toxic trait. I have a thing where it's like I'll really, really like something, but then when other people like it, I'm like, that's crazy. Like, why do you like
Yeah.
it? So being in, and I had to catch myself because, like, again, I've been working at Disney for 2 years. I know all the secrets for everything that's coming out. So I'm seeing people like buy merch with there's a whole store and all of it's like branded with like all the buildings on the lot. And I'm like, why do you guys care about that so much? It's just a building I see every day. And I was I'm like, no, stop, stop, stop. Because if I wasn't working there, I'd be buying all the merch and I'd be like, this
Yeah.
is so cool. And I know that, but like this is a me problem. I do the same thing with my friends, the Jonas Brothers, because I'm like, I used to be obsessed crying over them and now they're literally my friends. So I'm like, you guys are so stupid. Why do you care about them so
May
much?
I? May I just to add to
Yeah,
this point you're making?
please.
How dare you stand where he stood?
I think about that every day. Single day. How dare you stand where he stood? But I'm seeing like I went to the Muppets show. Like it was like a Miss Piggy thing. Also, the panels were not super interesting to me this year. Like it was a whole lot of nothing, personally. But I went to like the Miss Piggy one because Jodie Benson was performing, and they would like unveil like Miss Piggy's like bike, and everybody would go like gasp, and I'm like, why are you gasping over a prop? Like that, I actually think. Like when I go into the archives and I'll see like what do they have in there, for example, right now? Like Walt Disney's desk. I think that's cool. So I'm like, oh my God, that's cool. But I'm not like, like, I just think the reactions were a little crazy. Oh wait, I think I did gasp when I saw Sharp. I'm not like I wasn't gagged by it. I was gagged a little by Sharpay's car. I think it's just like the collective, so many people doing that at once. It's just my inner Aquarius mean girl being like, why do you guys like that? Um, I also saw Jodie Benson's family. One of her family members walked by me every single day. And I'm like, guys, I love the Little Mermaid so much. I did see her once from afar and she waved at me, but like not enough where I could like go up and talk to her. I think I actually would have had a freak out. Like her whole, and people are like, why do you know what her family looks like? She posts them on Instagram every day. Like I know she posts so many family photos. I'm walking up to my hotel room and all her kids, her entire family walks by me like with their plaid. My blood went cold. I was like, she is she about to walk by? But she didn't. I was like, thank God. And then I saw her family again Oh, when we were at the legend ceremony, we were at the club level with all like the VIPs. I saw her daughter walk by a couple times. I saw her husband at the valet when we were leaving. I was like, why do I have to see all of you guys and not Jodie Benson? Come
I
on.
think the only
Um,
logical explanation is that they saw you all
they
those
were like,
times.
this girl's stalking us. Leave us alone. And then it was just a wild experience. Like I walked into my hotel lobby and Andrew Stanton and Pete Docter, the two like heads brains of Pixar, just sitting in my lobby having drinks. I accidentally talked to their family again and didn't talk to them. I'm like, guys. Um, so then we get to the Legends ceremony and we're like all ready to go. My mom's friend couldn't end up coming because she had a family emergency. Um, which was like kind of the whole reason why we were going, but whatever. So we walk in, we end up meeting Joe Rody in the lobby. And we went up to him. My mom was like, "Oh my God, I wanted to see your sister." And he was really nice and cool. Then we go up, change for
Joe
the legend
Brody.
ceremony. Joe Rody. That's going to be the name of this episode. We're 30 minutes in. We haven't talked about anything yet. So then we get ready for the ceremony. Like we're ready to go. Everybody, all the VA, everybody at the ceremony, all the celebrities were all staying at this hotel. It was the Grand Californian, the Disney hotel, which is also, once you move to LA, we have to do a weekend there because the entrance to the park is literally in the like it has a private entrance into California Adventure. So you can
Oh,
walk right in. I was hearing screams from Grizzly River Run all day, all night. Like it's right there. It is worth
you
every
know I
penny.
love Grizzly River Run.
It's the best place in the world. Um but we're ready to leave and my mom can't function around celebrities. It was literally like Lucille Ball. Like Bob Iger walks by and I think he's starting to recognize me. Like he looked at me and I saw like you know when you can just see like he knows
Yeah.
my face. I was like, yes. But my mom goes, oh my God. I was like, Mom, you can't act like that. Like you have to relax. Then we
I
see
can
Kelly
see
Ripa.
her doing that too.
No, no, no. She went, and she's a
Yeah.
tall blonde, like distinct tall blonde. Like you can't do
Yes.
that.
You cannot miss her.
No. So then Kelly Ripa walks in, and I was like, okay, this is somebody I actually would like to speak to because listeners, if you don't know, I interned at Live with what was then Kelly and Ryan in 2018, and that was my first like big job. So I was like, actually, like I could go up to her before I could even think. My mom is pushing all her family and friends aside and goes, Kelly, and she goes, Kelly, she goes, my daughter, I could have done this myself, but whatever. She was like, my daughter used to work on your show. And Kelly goes, oh, really? And she goes, hi. She is the nicest lady. I love her so much. She like goes like this with her hand. She goes, the reason I'm shaking your hand like this is because I have full body makeup on and I can't touch anything.
Oh,
And she goes, this is my daughter. And she introduced me to Lola. I was like, hey, sister. And we're just chatting. I was like, Kelly, I used to work on your show and now I'm at the studio. And she was like, that's amazing. She's like, thank you for telling me that. Like, I really do love these stories. Like, I love hearing this. And then we're just talking about how much I was wearing a little Miley jacket. She was like, Lola loves Miley Cyrus so much. She was just yapping. Like, this woman has a talk show for a reason. She was telling me, she's like, I can't believe I'm a Disney legend. I keep saying, what's next? Death? Like, now I just I was like, I wasn't starstruck, but I was like, girl, I don't know what to now say. Like you're just
yeah.
yapping. But I love her. Um, but no, she was so nice. Like she was so appreciative and so like proud of me. And when the thing with Kelly and Ryan working on the show, it's like they introduced us to Kelly and Ryan on the very last day. Like your internship's over, you get a picture with them. And it's like, maybe you should have done that on day one.
Yeah.
So we would know each other and be comfortable. So I didn't
Yeah.
really talk to her that much, like when I was working. Um, but I remember like I took my photo with her. She was like, well, keep in touch. Like, let us know what you're up to. And I was like, Kelly, that's not going to happen. But like it low key kind of did. I was like,
Yeah.
wow. And that show would like haunt me for years. Like when I worked at Rumble, producers kept coming in there and it was like, I
Wait, who
was
was the
never
guy? Wait, Gaby.
Michael Gelman.
We made him such a meme. We memed so hard on him for like
We
a
did.
long
We
time.
did. I was so scared of him, you guys. I was so scared of Michael
Yeah.
Gelman. And Summer would send me texts like in script form about Gelman being too scared to talk to me.
No,
But
it
it
was
helped
so
that I
funny.
stopped being scared. Like I remember one day I was at the I was like getting the catering and I slit my finger and he goes, "What happened?" And I said, "Hurt my finger." And he goes, "Aw." I was like, okay.
That's so Gelman core.
It was so Gelman. I wish like I could go back in time and do that internship over again now that I'm more like confident because I was
Yeah.
so scared of everything back then. But then the ceremony was really cool and fun, and I was sitting in the club level. Oh, and then we were walking up to our seats, and it was so nice because it was all these crazy Disney fans, and we got up to club level, and it was like quiet and nobody was there. And we saw Kelly Ripa's daughter, and she was like, "Hey," and she waved. I was like, "Oh
Your
my
new
god,
pal.
we're literally friends now."
Wait, I don't know
Um,
Lola Ripa. I have to look her up.
well, Lola Consuelos.
I like Lola Ripper. Wait, Lola Ripa. Not Lola the Ripper.
Lola Consuelos.
Wait, she's so pretty.
I know, she's really close to our age. I was like, we should literally be friends.
I don't like when people are younger than me.
I know, you've had this issue a long time. It's something you need to unpack.
I feel like she looks. Hey, I feel like she looks older than me.
She does look older. And she's like a perfect mix of both of her parents, too.
Yeah, yeah. Aw.
Um, but yeah, she was really sweet. It was just like, they're such good people. And it's so nice. Like, I always loved Kelly's show. So to have like a good experience with her, and then like even years later, to her to be so nice and not just like, "Oh, like thanks for telling me," and walk away. Like she really was like, she was yapping. And as I was walking away, because then she kind of got pulled into like she had to leave, but she turned again and she was like, "Again, thank you so much for telling me that." Like I really
Aw.
love hearing that. I was like, "Thanks, Queen." I feel like it just kind of like came full circle.
Yeah.
So it was fun. I'm trying to remember what other things happened. I think that was it. Then Jodie Benson's family all weekend. Is all I can think about. Yeah.
Wait, can I please send you a screenshot of my Facebook memory on this day 14 years ago and you can read it out for the listeners?
I would love to. Did I know? I
I
was like, no, I didn't know you 14 years ago.
Unfortunately, and actually fortunately because you wouldn't have been my friend.
I actually don't know if we would have been friends or not in high school.
We wouldn't. We just trust we would not have been.
You think? But we met so soon after.
Yeah, but I still, I had a little growing up to do and I still wasn't even all the way
Because
there yet.
I stand by it. I think I would have been really cool in like a New Jersey or outer borough high school.
Yeah.
I would have been the coolest girl. Vermont could not handle all this.
Well, but also you have to factor in that I went to like an all girls Catholic high school. So what
Oh,
would the
this was
dynamic
2000.
be there?
No, this is something I would have posted. Had such a
Oh, okay, good.
spectacular, yeah, I would have said, had such a spectacular day in Manhattan today. The Behind the Emerald Curtain tour was amazing. One short day in New York City. One short day full of so much to do. So much fun posting pics. Mine were like, I hope Nick Jonas and Miley Cyrus get back together. And it's like nobody on Facebook cares.
Wait,
Nobody cares.
that's really funny, actually.
Yes, this is my memory from 13 years ago. It's a picture I took of Nick Jonas.
And you know what?
You know,
Some
not much has
things
changed.
don't
change. No, like
I was
sounds
debating
about
what to
right.
do for my upcoming birthday party and I was like maybe I should do Wicked theme or maybe I should do Broadway musical theme, like make it a little more broad. And then Nicolette said why don't you do Wizard of Oz theme. I did decide on a theme that is not any of those, but I like all I could think about was I need to be dressed up as Glinda.
I was thinking about how badly I want the Wicked Barbies.
Now,
Like
wait
I'm
a
gonna
minute.
need to buy those.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah,
must.
like on this day 15 years ago. Um
The listeners are like, please talk about Desperate Housewives.
Please catch me up. This is what I wrote. My dad is in Houston. The Jonas Brothers are in Houston. I want to be in Houston. If he randomly meets them in the lobby of his hotel, I will cry.
Isn't it crazy how Texas has like so many places? Because think about it. I know Texas is big, but like you have Houston, you have Austin, you have Dallas. I think there's another one, but I feel like there are so many
I
I
want to
feel like there are
go.
so many parts of Texas that like people actively seek out as destinations.
No, I want to go on like a yeehaw vacation to Texas. Like I want to be
Yeah.
seeing a rodeo. I want to I want like no mama in Oklahoma. Like that's the vacation that I want.
I
What?
just realized something because I was thinking you said rodeo and I thought about Glenn Powell in Twisters.
Well,
And
yes,
then I
it's
was
the
like,
only rodeo
wait,
that matters.
you, me, and Glenn Powell at a rodeo together. And then I realized Glenn Powell is
Name of fictional character redacted.
Don't wait. He was miscast. Glenn Powell would have bodied.
Name of fictional character
I think we need
redacted.
to get into the episode. I think we simply need to get into this episode because enough time has now gone by. I have talked about I don't even know what. I think our moment of desperations are both all over the place and don't make any sense. But oh well. Blanche. Blanche, 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 Blanche. Blanchy, Blanchy, Blanche. Let's go blanching. Some Blanche.
Sorry, I needed a
beyond
tissue.
the
I'll cut this out.
Blanche.
And I also needed my chocolate bar.
Some Blanche. Blanche, 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 Blanche. Let's go blanch.
Wait, I can't hear. Are you saying words?
I'm just
What were you
going.
saying?
Some Blanche beyond the Blanche. Some Blanche, 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 Blanche. Let's get into the episode. So we are finally at season 3. I love season 3. I'm so happy again to be out of season 2. This episode is called Listen to the Rain on the Roof.
I didn't know that.
Shocking because what did you pirate it again?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we start off with Alma Hodge. And again, I was giddy because they mirrored exactly how we met Mary Alice.
Mm-hmm.
That I had chills. She was just going about her day. We don't know who this person is, but now that we have this mirroring, we're like, okay, we care. She's going about her day. She's talking to her bird. She's having a normal day, doing the dishes and her whatever other chores she was doing. And then we find out she was married to Orson, who, again, we already know from the previous season. And he leaves for work, and she's like, I gotta get out of here. I gotta go. And she's desperate to leave her husband. And she trips, falls, bird flies out of the cage, and she goes, come back, come back. My thing is like, did you have to leave? He was going out for work. He's gonna be gone for hours. Did you have to leave immediately as he leaves the driveway? You didn't have to do that. That was really unnecessary because then he ends up coming back because he has to get his jacket. And he sees that she is trying to leave. Then Carolyn Bigsby comes in and Orson is cleaning and he's like, Alma's gone. I don't know where she is. And it gets elusive.
Okay, so pardon my chewing. Have we met Carolyn Bigsby before? Because she seems so familiar.
Well, because that's Laurie Metcalf. That's why.
Oh.
Yeah. She's
Was
pretty
she on
big
another
actress.
episode?
No, but you recognize her. You remember her from the grocery store episode because that's a pretty big episode.
Oh.
That's why. Yeah. But I didn't realize that she comes in this early. I was actually very surprised at that. But I immediately already, it's like, okay, they introduced the new mystery. And again, it's like I see all the notes that they took of their missteps from season 2 because it's like, this is a character who's already been introduced. We know he has ties to the people we care about. So we're like, okay, we don't want him to be bad because we don't want him to do anything. Oh, and he also hit Mike Delfino with a car. So we're like, what's going on with this guy? Like, we already care. And we did not care about the Applewhites. And I know all season I'm just going to be comparing him to the Applewhites mystery and how bad that was and how good this is. And they really climbed out of their hole that they dug for themselves, those Desperate Housewives writers.
Then we're in a flashback of 6 months ago. I don't know why. Wait, I wrote "Here we go again," because, uh, because remember, parts 1 and 2 were about flashbacks as well, and it is raining in Fairview. I was curious. Do you think this episode was written around the rain, or was it raining while they were filming?
No, it was written on the rain because that's the whole
Okay,
theme of the
that's what I
episode is
thought.
rain. Yeah.
Well, I didn't catch that, obviously, because I didn't know the title of the episode.
You'll notice when it's an accident is when it's like really like if it's just a random scene where it's raining
Right,
or
right.
like the scene when they're outside. I think it was when she was scrubbing off horror. Like there's no reason for it to be raining in that scene. If it's serving a purpose, it's fake rain. If it's just there, they had to deal with it for the day.
Well, and the purpose in this scene is that it's Bree's first date with Orson,
Mhm.
and they're being very cute, and he's like kissing her in the rain, and she's so happy.
And we're so conflicted here because it's like, hey, we just learned, like, we know he just hit him with a car and also he may have killed his ex-wife, but we're like, also love them together. So
Right? Meanwhile, Gaby is talking to her divorce lawyer, and Lynette is meeting Tom's daughter. Why do I recognize this child actor? Is it just from
okay,
watching this show so many
I
times?
think it's simply from watching the show, but she was giving Sabrina Carpenter to me.
Yes, okay.
And I think this is why I think Sabrina Carpenter is a little bit evil because of Kayla. Because I was like, that's giving Sabrina Carpenter. Ah!
Okay, headphone users beware.
Sorry. I dropped my
Wait,
phone.
I should have to put that before your scream.
Okay. Headphone users, beware.
And then we see Susan, who hears about Mike in the coma, and she's like getting into her car. And then Edie is putting up a for sale sign on the Young house, all while it's raining.
And then we cut to present day, 6 months later. Again, like this really felt like first day of school to me. Like everything just felt so sharp. Like it was starting fresh, like it was new. It felt like a good crisp September day when this probably debuted. Um, so McCluskey is at the open house telling everybody about Paul and how there were somebody killed himself in the house and there was allegedly a murder in the house. And Edie's like, stop, don't, like, I want this house to be sold. And she goes, well, I think people need to know the truth.
And you know what? She said what she said.
She did. Love her. She's kind of right to do it. Like, I would want to know if somebody was killed in the home I was buying.
While this open house is going on, the Scavos are trying to take their Christmas card picture, which the timeline feels weird to me, but fine. Because nobody else addresses the fact that it's the holidays.
It's not. They're taking their photo early so it'll be ready for the holidays.
Is that like a thing
That's a
people
thing
do?
people do. Yeah, especially back when they were printing it. They needed time to like
Really?
print it. Yes. Because they need to send it to the printer, get them back, then send it out. Like it was a process. That's why my family never did it because it's too much work.
Okay, so I remember taking Christmas card pictures as a kid, and we did it like in December.
Did you send them out?
Yeah. Well, I didn't. My mom did. Anyway, the Scavos are taking their Christmas card picture apparently early, but then Nora says like, "Oh, it's the holidays." That's I think why I got really confused.
Oh,
But
I think she just meant in that very moment.
Nora is trying to be in the photo. She makes me so mad.
I actually really don't know how to describe her and I don't know how to talk about her because she's just crazy and bizarre. Like there's not much I really want to say. Like she's just annoying and she just I like can't I know who she reminds me of, but also at the same time, not really. Like, she's just a very well written character, we'll say. Very unique. No stereotype there.
Right. She
No,
deserves what's coming to
archetype.
her.
No archetype. She
No
does. She
archetype.
does.
Yeah.
No archetype, not stereotype. Um, so then Gaby is serving Xiao Mei, who is now very, very pregnant, and laying in Gaby's bed. And they just start fighting, bickering. You can tell this has not been a pleasant 6 months.
Right. And Xiao Mei wants Gaby to rub her feet, and Gaby goes, I'm not rubbing your chubby stumps.
I
just
seeing
thought that
this.
was a really funny line.
I really liked seeing Gaby just like her hair up, looking a little frump. She was like,
Yeah. Then we are at Fairview Memorial Hospital, and Susan is sitting on Mike's bed. She's like helping him shave. Well, she's not helping him. She's shaving for him since he's in a coma. And she's super optimistic about the possibility of him waking up. And the doctor is kind of like, hey, girl, I need you to be realistic for like 10 seconds.
Yeah, this was kind of giving us a little because he was like, it's quite possible that he's not going to wake up. It's been 6 months. And she goes, he's literally going to wake up. I don't know what you mean.
Susan is so good at manifesting.
She's like, no. He goes, it's just the odds are slim. And she goes, people wake up after like 10 years. Like, he's literally going to wake up. He's right there.
She's like, people wake up from comas all the time.
Yeah,
like,
she's like, what's the problem? She's like, he's literally asleep. That doctor needed to relax. Like, that's Mike Delfino. He's gonna wake up.
Exactly.
Then Bree and Orson are having dinner and he proposes. And for the first time in her life, she's like, I have to be cautious because after Rex died, I got engaged to his murderer. But you know what? Sure. She says yes. And again, another murderer in the books.
My question is, I want what she's having, because how does Bree keep getting men to propose to her so quickly?
It's really crazy. I don't get it. There are some, and it's just, I don't understand the qualities that some women possess in which they always will be in a relationship or always, but I think the standards are just kind of low because there was Rex, there was George, and there was Orson,
Right.
like kind of whoever was, what did you just do?
Headphone users beware.
I hope this all comes through on the YouTube recording where this is just changing throughout.
Yeah, I hope so. Sorry, I was listening, Paul Yoingstan. I just, can I exclusively refer to you as Paul Yoingstan, and you can exclusively refer to me as Orson Hoijstan?
I think that's going to get old really, really fast. And it's funnier that it's just sitting there without really being talked about.
Addressed. Okay.
Addressed. That's the word. I can't wink.
I will always help you with your words.
Thank you.
You can't wink?
No. I have to like move my whole. Can you wink? Like wink.
Yeah.
Right now. Do it.
I just did it 3 times.
You were frozen, I think. No, I had a teacher who could literally
wink
like
right now.
Who could like close her eye, like.
Like, I can't, yeah, sorry,
like,
I don't like that.
This. I have to do this.
I know what the thumbnail's gonna be.
But I can't do it with that side of my face. Like, hey,
I have a lot of experience winking because I'm the town whore.
Like I can't wink at somebody. Like I can't be like.
You can do it exaggerated though. Yeah, that's
Yeah, like I could be like comedy, like.
Oh,
but I can't do a cheeky like.
You just did.
Like,
Open mouthed.
Got it.
The listeners are like, please go back to the episode.
I'm gonna move on.
Wait, listeners, can you wink? And if so,
Send us a photo.
send us a video of you winking, and we'll make it into a GIF.
This is what happens when we don't record for over 7 days.
Well, we get punch drunk.
No, like when we're together. Okay, Hannah was right, because when we're together all week and we record, we're like, "Hi, welcome back." And then when we haven't seen each other, we're like, "Yap, yap, yap."
But we had just had technical difficulties too, and all we wanted to do was play Mario Party.
That's valid. Okay, anyway, back to the episode. So then we meet Ian Hainsworth, which is too close of a name to Liam Hemsworth. So Ian has been in the hospital for 3 years with his wife, and Susan and Ian have bonded over being miserable. And then he gives Susan a watch, like a Rolex. He's like, you should have this watch. I think you're always bad with time, so I wanted to give this to you. And Susan's like, this is too nice. And he goes, take it. It is a little please, too nice. Susan, of course you can have this.
You know, for all of the British voices that we do, the way you went to that is...
That's how he sounds. That's literally how he sounds.
Beware.
he has a drawl. He goes, oh, Susan, I wanted to give you this watch because you never are good with time. Oh, yeah,
he kind of talks out of the side of his mouth, doesn't he?
What's the wife's name?
Jane.
Jane. Oh, Jane has been in a coma for 3 years. Like, that's how he talks.
I like the little head tilt you do with it.
Thanks. Like, oh my god, yeah. I wish I could like twist my head 360 degrees right now. Like,
I do not wish that. And then the girls are getting together for lunch. And Bree is wearing these white gloves. She looks amazing, by the way. I feel like I say that every episode, but she looks so lovely. And I think it's Lynette, or like one of them calls her out on her little gloves. And it's like, okay, don't be a hater.
Yeah, like relax. And she goes, well, wanted to save it for the party. And she shows off her new ring. And they're like, oh my god, I can't believe this. Not again.
Here we go again.
Yeah.
And then it comes up that... Yeah, go for it.
No,
and then it comes out that she and Orson haven't had sex yet, which Gaby cannot believe.
No, Gaby is gaggedy because she's like, she can't let it go.
Yeah.
And also,
that's
like,
her Roman Empire.
It is, but also it's like you guys are maybe 40 and have so many kids, like...
Well, because Gaby's still like 30, so she's probably not...
I'm still freaked out that how close we are to Gaby's age.
Yeah, I don't like that at all.
I don't like it. It really freaks me out a lot. So then Tom and Lynette are planning Parker's birthday party and did not tell Nora. And yeah, I think that's all I have about that.
I am so annoyed with this storyline, and I know that it's well written and it's not really that, but like, if I were Lynette, if Tom is the one keeping Nora in the picture, I'm out.
I think it's more so he's trying to be in his daughter's life and she's just around at this point. Because I don't think he's actively trying to be around Nora. I think they're both really on the same page about this crazy lady. And she just can't be normal. And like...
Normal?
She can't be normal. And...
Normal!
It's just his fault.
Joe Rody! Like, the little bug in my ear says that I have to say Joe Rody.
That's crazy, actually.
Yeah. I can't wait to put him in the photo dump.
It's just crazy how big of an icon he is, and my mom just like knew his sister. she was like, "Oh my god, she would always talk about Artist Joe, my brother, Artist Joe," and it's literally the creator of Animal Kingdom.
Is he? Wait.
He designed
Okay,
all of Animal Kingdom.
I just looked up Joe Rohde and I obviously spelled it wrong, but the second result is him, and
Yeah.
it looks like a mugshot. You have to understand, like, the way that this came up on Google is what makes it look particularly menacing.
Okay.
But once I opened Wikipedia, it's not as incriminating.
No, that's
you see what I
crazy.
mean?
Yeah, no, he looks really spooky in that angle. I agree.
Do you want to know what my birthday party theme is off the record?
What?
Do you want to guess?
Pink?
That was last year's theme.
It's been the theme every year.
I know.
It's not Wicked?
The theme is usually everybody else has to wear black and I wear pink.
Right.
But this year the theme is Summer Moran. So everybody has to come dressed as Summer Moran.
I think I have to fly in.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not kidding. I think I have to be there.
Okay, please.
Because that's crazy.
I know. I'll send you the party full. You can come.
Okay, because I want to dress how you used to dress in college.
How was that?
Your crazy, like, printed pants that you'd wear sometimes.
Oh, the ones from CVS?
You think so?
Yeah, they're really comfortable.
No, but they'd be like a crazy print.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say I'm going.
Okay.
Any dietary restrictions? Vegetarian.
Well, that I know.
No,
it's more like, does anybody have a nut allergy?
Vegan.
You're so annoying.
Paleo vegan. Paleo raw
I love
vegan.
it.
Perfect.
I just think it's so funny.
No, like, I have to come.
I'll tell everyone that you're paleo raw vegan.
Thank you.
Anyway, let's go back to the episode.
So the birthday party, what's after the birthday party?
So then we go back to the hospital.
Okay.
And it's Susan and Ian. Headphone users beware. And she brings them smoothies. And she, like, gives him his smoothie. She goes over to the bed where Jane is. And Ian asks her on a date, and she's so caught off guard that she throws the smoothie on Jane.
I think that was a crazy. Like, again, he's just getting ready to go. He goes, "Do you want to go out to dinner? Like, maybe on a date?" And she's like, "You're in the room with your comatic wife, and, like, I'm pretty sure that they can hear."
Comatic. Comatic, is that a word?
It is now. And I think, like,
wait, I'm gonna title this episode Joe Rohde and the Comatic Wife. I'm literally gonna draft it on Acast right now so I don't forget. I am crying. Joe Rohde and the Comatic Wife. Oh, good. Now they can see my tears.
No, I want Joe Rohde to be a surprise.
Come on.
You're really close to the screen.
Okay, so should I just call it the Comatic Wife? I feel like it has a better ring to it. Or could it be the Comatic Wife featuring Joe Rohde?
We need to keep it going. We need to keep it going.
I'm sorry.
The Comatic Wife. No, like, it could be like Susan and the Comatic Wife.
Fine, we'll workshop it. So
Susan,
then we're at
Ian,
Parker's...
and the Comatic Wife.
Maybe. I'll give it some thought.
Okay.
So then we're at Parker's birthday party. This looks like a fun as fuck birthday party. Like, I would go to this.
No, I wanted to go to this party so bad.
And then while they're all celebrating, having the best time ever, Nora calls and Lynette is on the phone with her, and Nora obviously hears like screaming and like playtime in the background, and she's like, "What's going on? Are you doing something fun without me?" And Lynette's like, "No, no, no, like I told you, we're just having a quiet afternoon with the kids." And she hangs up and she tells Tom, "I think Nora's coming over. We gotta get rid of this stuff."
But why is she like, Lynette, you're an EVP. What, like, this is, why are you so scared of this woman? Like,
Yeah.
Nora has Tom and Lynette by the neck. Like,
No,
she's
she does.
controlling them. They're terrified of this woman. Like, this is not the Lynette I know. Like, if this were me, I would say, yeah, we're having a party without you and you're not invited. Stay away.
Exactly.
Like, Lynette, why couldn't you
Ow.
do that? So instead, what does she do? She moves the entire birthday to Gaby's house. She calls Gaby, and it's Gaby's answering machine, so Gaby doesn't even know. The whole party moves down the block right as Edie is trying to sell the house. She goes, "Oh my God, it's a really quiet neighborhood," as like this rambunctious group is coming through. And then Nora does come over, and Lynette's there. She's getting the cake, and she's trying to lie. And then this rogue kid comes out, and he goes, "Where did everybody go?"
I hate that kid.
I loved him. I thought it was funny. Like, imagine, let's find him. Imagine you just go into the bathroom and you come out. That actually happened to me.
I don't have time
birthday.
for this.
No, at Hannah's birthday in my own home.
Oh, what?
There was like
wait, this was
people.
this year?
This was like 2 months ago. There was like 20 people in my apartment, and we were all going to Jax's after. And I literally ran. Everybody's still mingling. It didn't seem like anybody was leaving at that very moment. I go into my room for maybe 1 minute to change my shoes. I come back out, everybody's gone. I was like,
that's why you like the kid.
Maneuver out in that amount of time? It was really something. That was me.
If only that was how Lynette's party was.
I know. And then actually, what?
Sorry, I was razoring off a callus and it's bleeding.
That's disgusting, and that's just, why would you razor off a callus? I'm really upset right now.
It was not like a callus. That's not the right word. Wait, I'm actually bleeding so bad.
That's great. Moving on. So then Lynette and what?
Nothing.
So then Lynette.
I'm so punchy. I've been in Rockaway Beach since 12 p.m. and I didn't drink enough water, and I had a really nice day, but like I'm so punchy.
Did you take the ferry?
No,
Rockaway?
I took the train.
That's
what
stupid.
ferry?
You should take the ferry. There's a ferry from the financial district. It's really nice. It's like $1.
Are you kidding?
I told you about
I
this.
could have saved money. Christy, I don't listen
It's
sometimes.
literally $1. Yeah, I know. So they go over to the new party, and Lynette basically is like, Lynette's like, "I need to come first. You need to kick Nora out." And he does it. He goes, "You need to leave. You need to get out. Period.
Get out, leave right now. It's the end of
The
you,
end of
and
you
me.
and me." I saw JoJo in a
It's
Pilates
too
class
late.
once.
Now she's in Moulin Rouge on Broadway.
Well, not anymore. She used to be. And then she was in Pilates.
No, wait.
That was a long time ago.
Well, so who's in Moulin Rouge right now?
I don't know. But anyway, so then Xiao Mei is missing, and Gaby calls Carlos. So we finally get a glimpse of Carlos, and he looks completely different. Again, like the vibes have just shifted all over the place right now.
Yes. She's in it right now.
Apartment. Okay, she's back.
Okay, I'm just telling you.
So they're running around Chinatown together looking for her, and they go to see Xiao Mei's friend. And I don't know what I meant by this, but all I said is Xiao Mei's friend eats her up.
Oh, yeah, because when they go in, they're like, we're looking for Xiao Mei. And Xiao Mei's friend is like, you have a lot of nerve showing up here. And then they leave with Gabby's shirt like ruined with like all food on it.
Oh, yes. Okay, yeah, because she was like, you said you were going to sponsor her and she was going to get a job. Now she's stuck and pregnant being abused. Period.
It reminded me of in Stick to the Status Quo when Sharpay's spaghetti like lands on Gabriella's shirt.
Why is everybody
Wait, no,
staring at me?
the other way around, sorry. Yeah, but that's what it was giving. And then we go back to Edie showing the house. She opens a closet door and Xiao Mei is hiding in there.
All I wrote is Edie trying so hard, ... Like, she's just trying to do her job, and all these characters are just, they just needed a place for Edie this episode. So that's it. Then all I have is Orson trying to undress Bree. That's all I wrote.
Oh, okay, yeah, because he's trying to get frisky and Bree doesn't want to because she's like, "Oh, I thought we said we weren't going to do anything until our wedding night and like make it more special." And it's like not for nothing, but Bree, this is your third engagement. It's going to be your second marriage.
You have
and you're in your 40s. You have 2 children. You're not a virgin. Like you can
It should
have sex
matter
with this man.
at this point. It should not matter. Also, a man buttoned up like that, like maybe you should take it for a test drive first.
Yes,
Gabby
yes.
was
And
right.
yeah, that's exactly what Gaby was saying.
Yeah. And then
Take it for a test drive is crazy.
Gabby drops off Wait, oh no. Susan goes to Mike and is asking him for permission to go on a date. Susan, oh, like the thing, she just can't be a little patient. It's only been 6 months. Ian has been in the situation for 3 years, so I understand. He even said, he was like, I know you're in a different situation than I am, and it's been a different timeline, but I'd like to take you out. Like, Susan, she did the same thing with Silent Dr. Ron. Mike hadn't been
The
giving her
silent
attention.
doctor.
The beginning of season 2 was so good, and I think it just went downhill because we were having a blast in the beginning.
Wait,
Stu,
Dr. Ron was
Dr.
season
Ron.
2?
Yeah, we had Stu, we had Dr. Ron, we had that was it. Once Stu left, I think that's
Yeah.
I was like, okay, let's wrap this up.
Poor Stu. I mean, poor us.
It's just like, be a little bit patient. If you really want to hold out for Mike Delfino, just be a little patient. Like, you can wait a couple more months. It's only been 6 months. He was about to propose to you, and you're about to go on a date with another man who's grieving his wife. Like, relax. Like, learn
But
to
that
say
scene
no.
made me emotional.
I probably cried too, but I was like, learn to say no. Stick to your guns. Crazy.
Then Gaby drops off Carlos. And what did I write? I said Gaby drops off Carlos, gets off phone with Edie. Oh, because Edie called to say, hey, your maid is in my closet.
Oh, yes.
And Carlos starts saying to Gaby that she endangered the life of the baby, but she sticks it right back to him.
She basically goes off about how she has to be a single mother now, all because of him. And then right before, like, he's about to like have a moment and like kind of apologize or something, she just speeds off, and I thought that was really incredible.
Do you think this was filmed in front of the Ava Burbank?
Maybe it was filmed in front of something very familiar.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take another
I was
look.
like, I think I've seen this film before.
I'll take another look, because when I was living there, they were filming an ABC show, so it's quite possible. But again, Carlos is giving completely different energy this season. Like, it just feels like a completely different character. I don't know why. So then we get to Orson and Bree again, and all I could think of is like, hey, where's Danielle?
Oh, yeah.
There's no mention of her. Yeah.
Well, the thing with Bree and Orson is that she can't help telling people about the engagement, and then she's like, okay, but make sure you act surprised on Saturday at the party. And this scene was maybe my favorite in the whole episode, because while she's like getting off the phone, he is wiping down the glasses, like he's doing the dishes, and his methodology of doing these dishes and wiping down the glasses gets her so turned on. It's hysterical.
So it's, I don't know what I was supposed to say. Keep going.
He's so basically like he's talking about the cleaning products that he uses to get these glasses nice and shiny, and that's dirty talk to her, and it is so friggin' funny because the look on her face is so like, it's so, I just thought it was so well done and just very on brand for Bree.
And immediately, like, she just loses all. She's like, all right, take me now. And then they go upstairs. But again, it was just like such a well-written scene. I'm like, fine, we are so back for real.
We are so back. And of course, they leave the sink running, the faucet running. But
oh yeah,
they go upstairs and Orson is about to go down on her and she doesn't know how to handle that.
she's like, oh, I don't do that. I'm a Republican.
Again, hilarious line.
Like, that's an iconic line. I remembered exactly what she was going to say when I saw this scene. I remember this. And he goes, don't worry, I'm a libertarian.
Right. And he was like, just trust me, I know what I'm doing. And I'm like, Bree, you cannot tell me that in the however many years you were married to Rex, and even George for all of his issues, that you never had these men pleasuring you. Like,
I believe it.
But that makes me so sad.
Rex and George. George didn't know what he was doing. Rex.
George had never been with a woman.
Rex is like, what did you expect from Rex? Like, I don't think, like,
But again, like, she has 2 kids, and I understand that's not how you make a baby, but like,
okay, she was giving very much like Bridgerton to me a little bit when when the girls just don't know anything at all. Like, she basically goes to the doctor and she goes, oh my God, like, I don't know what happened to me. I think I had she was like, I think I had a stroke?
A spasm of some kind. Yeah.
Spasm. Like, I'm having a stroke. And the nurse is like, what were you doing? I couldn't believe that this was on network TV.
I know. They also said bitch 3 times in this episode, and I was like, how did they get away with that?
Know this. Like, I was shocked they were allowed to say orgasm. I'm like,
but it's not like a bad word. It's just, yeah.
It's like,
it's just spicy.
There was a time where they couldn't even say pregnant.
I didn't know that.
I Love Lucy.
That's insane.
Which was early TV, but in I Love Lucy, she was pregnant and they weren't allowed to say she was expecting. They had to say she was expecting. They weren't allowed to say pregnant. That's insane. And Barbara Eden couldn't even show her belly button on TV.
As I Dream of Jeannie?
Yeah.
That's so crazy.
So a lot happened. And this wasn't that, like, this was only like 40 years later.
And now I'm watching HBO and it's like full frontal.
Yeah, exactly. And like 40 years from now was like the 80s, which is so spooky.
Yeah, no, we're not going to get into that, actually.
I can't think about that. I think about it a lot.
So the doctor informs Bree that she had an orgasm, and Bree is like, okay, my note says I am actually crying laughing. And Bree is sure that that's not the case. She's like, no, like I've definitely had an orgasm before, and like it's never been like that. And the doctor is like, was it pleasurable? Did you enjoy it? Bree is just in disbelief, and the doctor is like, well, did you like it? Like, did it feel like this, and that? And Bree's like, yeah. So Bree has just had, at the age of 40-something, her first orgasm.
And she's like, no, I've had them before. It's like when you want it to be over. And the doctor's like, no. Incredible scene because it really just kind of like, it's really like the last nail in the coffin for Rex. Like we're 2 seasons away
Literally.
from him and we still could find like they could find another reason to be like, we hate Rex. He sucks.
Yeah.
Loved
Yeah.
it. Hope
But
he's doing well
also,
with Brave.
but also, do you know what that tells me? Is that Bree has never faked it. And Rex wasn't then going out of his way to make it enjoyable for her.
Again, that's not shocking to me. Oh my god, how many times am I going to drop my phone?
I don't know, 4?
So then Carolyn Bigsby comes to the house, to the engagement party, and she says, Orson's a killer, Orson's a killer, don't marry Orson. And Bree's like, get out of my house. Girl, with your track record, maybe you should listen.
I know. I had chills when she said, does she know you killed your wife? It's like Laurie Metcalf's delivery on that. Oof, I'm getting chills all over again.
Love her. But like the same thing happened with Bree before with George.
Right.
The ex-fiance came by and said, George is insane. And she goes, not being a girl's girl. She was like, you need to leave. It's like if I was engaged and
You
a woman
need to get
came to me,
out.
that was crazy. But like if I was engaged and I got a hey girl like knock on the door, be like, I worried for your safety. This man's insane. I'd be like, you're probably right. Blocked.
Bree
Like
has a
listen to
type.
the girls. She does. Then she just goes, buffet's open. And then the last monologue is the women all getting home to their trauma of the episode, and then we see a dead body becoming uncovered because nobody in Fairview knows how to bury somebody properly.
That's right.
Except for Paul Young. No, only the first time.
And that is the end of the episode.
I am so happy and relieved right now. Like, this is so good.
Yeah, I
Like,
forgot
just
how much I love season 3.
already said this, but like the sheer contrast of a mystery that like immediately we care about out of the gate. Like, what's the deal with Orson? Is he bad? Is he good? He's inflicting on Bree's life, which is, I was really like thinking about this in detail when I watched this a week ago. I was like, with the Applebee's.
Applewhite.
Applebee's. I said that with confidence. It's like there were no stakes to anybody else on the lane. So why did you expect us to care about that? That was the problem. Now the stakes have risen immediately and we already care. Like, and the Applewhites never get addressed ever again, nor has them being there changed anything except for Danielle. Now she's traumatized.
Yeah, but she wasn't even in this episode, so again, what do we care?
Exactly. But anyway, that was our episode, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Sorry, this was kind of all over the place.
I hope
But
somebody's
that's why you
watching
like
this
us.
on YouTube.
Yeah, watch us on YouTube. You can watch our faces and our reactions in real time.
But also, if you're going to watch on YouTube, also just download the episode on Spotify or Apple so that it looks like we have more streams.
Yeah, please actually listen to it in synchronicity.
Yeah.
But
Wait,
anyway,
what if
yeah,
we upload it to YouTube, like the video with no sound, so that they have to listen to the audio?
well, we're gonna do that. Okay, guys. Anyway, thanks for listening. Go on the socials, buy the merch, do all the things. And until next time, this has been We Know What You Did.
It makes us sick, and also I'm Summer Morant.
And I'm Christy Gomez. And
We're going And y'all come back now. You hear?